So problem number 1, ito, comprehensive problem. And we are required to compute for the following. From cash and cash equivalents hanggang dito sa total equity. Okay? So unahin natin yung number 1, cash and cash equivalents. Okay, number 2, trade and other receivables. Okay, number 3, inventories. Okay, number 9, trade and other payables and yung total equity. Okay, so kasi based on sa given information, based on sa given sa problem, ito yung may mga additional na information. Okay, so kaya most likely ito yung may mga adjustments. But of course, okay, in the process, check na rin natin kung mayroong adjustments affecting the other items. Okay, but first, let's solve 1, 2, 3, 9, and 10. Okay, so the usual audit style, start from unadjusted. So ito yung mga unadjusted amounts. Then i-consider nga natin yung additional information, audit notes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 9, and 10. So start from unadjusted. Okay, so cash and cash equivalents. Ito yan. Okay, so trade and other receivables. Okay, inventories. Okay, trade and other payables. Then total equity. Okay, so we'll consider the others later. Okay, now additional information in relation to cash and cash equivalents. Okay, the following were included. So nakasama daw dito sa total na 7 million Okay. So itong mga items na ito. So let's see if included properly. If not, alam mo na, minus. Then kung affected yung other items, consider. Okay? So first item. Cryptocurrencies. Again, as discussed previously, ang cryptocurrencies, although intended yan, okay, to serve as a medium of exchange, talagang ang intention dyan ay to replace yung fiat money. Okay, currently, hindi pa yan widely used. So, kaya ang cryptocurrencies cannot qualify as what? Cash. Okay, and in accordance nga with the PIC guidance, yung PIC Q&A 2019-02, accounting depends on the purpose and kung paano nagde-derive ng value yung cryptocurrencies na yan. Pero dahil ito ay hindi held for sale in the ordinary course of business, hindi siya inventory. So hindi rin siya for investment purposes. So ang default classification ng cryptocurrencies, okay, intangible assets. So erroneously included. So minus. Okay, so deduct from cash and cash equivalents, cryptocurrencies. And then take note yung classification ng cryptocurrencies na yan. We need that info later. Intangible assets. Okay, next. Fund for acquisition of equipment. So pondo yan Pangbili ng non-current asset. So that is not available for payment of current obligations. Okay, so ire-report yan as non-current investment. So deduct from cash and cash equivalents, erroneously included. So minus. So report as non-current investment. Okay, so PPE fund yan. So fund for acquisition of PPE. Next, cash surrender value. That is not cash. Again, that is a non-current investment. Okay, so deduct also from cash and cash equivalents, erroneously included. Okay, customers check for 170,000 dated January 2. Post-dated. Dahil post-dated, hindi pa tatanggapin ng bangko yan. Considered pa yan as what? Receivable. So, erroneously included. So, dapat yan AR pa. Hindi pa yan cash. So, deduct from cash and cash equivalents. So, post-dated check received. Then, lipat natin yan. Lipat natin dito sa trade and other receivables. Yan. So, deduct from cash, then transfer to what? Trade and other receivables. So, post-dated check received. Okay, next. Check written and dated December 29. Delivered to pay January 2. So, undelivered check. So, hindi pa na-deliver yung cheque. Part pa yan ng cash. Okay? So, hindi pa paid yung payable. So, properly included. So, naisama daw ha. So, naisama. So, properly included. So, no adjustment. So, included properly. Okay? So, no adjustment. So, nangyari dyan, gumawa lang ng cheque pero hindi pa na-record yung payment. Kaya part pa siya ng cash, part pa rin ng payable. Kaya no adjustment. Okay, another check. Written December 27, dated January 2. So, ito naman na-deliver na. Okay, so pero yun nga, dahil isinama pa rin sa cash, effectively, hindi pa na-record yung payment. Okay? So, ito yung post-dated check issued. So, kung post-dated check received, wala pang collection. Kung post-dated check issued naman, wala pang payment. Still part of cash and payable. So, properly included. Okay? So, properly na-include yung post-dated check ay itong undelivered or unreleased check at yung post-dated check issued. So, properly included. Okay? No adjustment. And then, equity investment held for trading. Expected to be sold within 3 months. Dahil equity investment yan, hindi magko-qualify yan as cash equivalent. Only debt investments will qualify. Okay? At kung acquired nga 3 months or less before due date. Okay? So, kaya lang ito, equity. So, it cannot qualify. So, erroneously included. So, ire-report yan as short-term investment. So, FA at FB TPL. So, deduct from cash. So, that is not a cash equivalent. Then, take note, ire-report as what? FA at FB TPL. Short-term investment. Okay, so dahil yan ay held for trading yan. So dahil held for trading, yan nga. FA at FB TPL. Okay, next. In relation to trade and other receivables, additional information. The following were included. So naisama dito sa amount na ito, yung 12 million. Let's see if included properly. Again, if not, adjust. Share subscriptions receivable not expected to be collected within 12 months. So kapag not expected to be collected within 12 months, treated yan as, okay, preferably equity deduction. So erroneously included as part of trade and other receivables. So minus. Okay, so erroneously included minus. Okay, subscriptions receivable. So not expected to be collected within 12 months. So deduct from trade and other receivables. Then lipat natin yan sa equity. Okay? So as a deduction also. So deduct from trade and other receivables, deduct also from equity. Okay? So kapag not currently collectible, preferably yan equity deduction. Next, accounts receivable used as collateral. That should be disclosed. Pero okay lang, part pa rin niya ng AR. No adjustment. Properly included. Still, part of AR. Owned pa rin yan ng entity. Yun nga lang, that should be disclosed. So, yung mga financing arrangements. So, pag ang asset ginamit na collateral, that should be disclosed. Pero okay lang, part pa rin ng AR. And then notes receivable dishonored, expected to be collected within 12 months. Okay, so the amount includes interest and other charges. So ito nga, pagka diniscount yung note tapos hindi in-honor ng maker, so binayaran ng entity. So ito na nga, kasama dyan yung principal, interest, and other charges. Pero dahil collectible naman yan within 12 months, so ire-report yan as other receivables. So properly included, no adjustment. Okay, so properly considered as other receivables. So no adjustment. Okay, so since collectible naman currently, okay, or within 12 months, so part siya nito ha. So specifically, part siya ng other receivables. Okay, now other information. Okay, in relation to inventories. Okay, so information about inventories. Okay, first bullet point. Okay, goods costing 180,000 received from a vendor January 3. Transaction purchase. So purchase transaction. Dahil na-receive lang January 3, not included in the physical count. So excluded from inventory. Na-receive na yung invoice. Ang nangyari, naunang na-receive yung invoice. At nung ma-receive yung invoice, na i-record na as purchases. Okay? The goods were shipped FOB shipping point. In transit pala siya as of December 31. Na-receive January 3. So yung transaction dyan, purchase, in transit, FOB shipping point. So kung yan ay purchase, FOB shipping point, in transit, dapat yan included. Na-exclude. So inventory under is stated. So add 180. So inventory, lagyan ng note. Inventory under. So add to inventories. Okay? 180,000. Add to inventories. Okay, 180. No problem on purchases. As noted earlier, na-receive na yung invoice na i-record na properly as purchases. So inventory under. Purchases, okay. Yan. So no adjustment on purchases. No adjustment on trade and other payables. So kaya lang, siyempre, pag yung inventory under, ano ibig sabihin yan? Inventory under, cost of sales over. So what is profit? Under. So dahil under ang profit, retained earnings under. So add din natin sa equity. Yan, yung impact niyan sa equity, add 180. So inventory under, cost of sales over, profit under. So retained earnings under. Kaya adjustment to equity. So add 180. Okay, next. Goods costing 200,000 sold for 300,000. Transaction sales. Okay, date of shipment December 31. Na-receive lang ng customer January 2. So the goods are in transit at the end of the period. So sales transaction in transit. Terms FOB shipping point. So kung FOB shipping point yan, sold na yan while in transit. Pero what happened? Yung goods daw still included. Still included. So, okay, inventory overstated. Okay, so inventory overstated. Okay, tapos yung sales daw. Okay, so isinama pa rin sa ending inventory tapos yung sale na i-record the following period. So ano yung sales? Understated. Okay? So, ang situation dyan, inventory, sold already, but still included. So, inventory, over. Okay, tapos yung related sales na i-record the following year. So, sales, under. Okay? So, inventory over, deduct from inventories. So, minus, okay, at cost, 200,000. Okay. Yung sales, hindi rin na i-record. So, receivables, accounts receivable, under. So, add naman natin sa trade and other receivables, 300. Okay. So, ending inventory, over. So, yung sales naman, under. Kaya deduct from inventories, then add to what? Trade and other receivables. Now, yung effect niyan sa net income, sales under. Okay, so sales under, profit under. Pero yung inventories over. So what is cost of sales? Under. So profit over. So, okay, sales under. Pero yung cost of sales over. Okay, or rather under. Okay? So again so sales under. Okay, tapos yung cost of sales under. So parehong under. Okay? So, income under. profit under. So dahil nga overstated yung ending inventory, cost of sales under. So profit over. So kunin natin yung net effect. So sales under, okay, by 300. Cost of sales under by 200. So net effect on profit under by 100. So kaya add to equity 100. So kasi yung sales under, pero yung cost of sales under din. So income, okay, under. Expense under din. So kaya net effect under by 100. So net effect. Okay, next. Third bullet point, the invoice for goods costing 150,000 received and recorded as a purchase on December 31. So ito, na-receive na yung invoice. So na-record na as purchases. Kaya lang, yung related goods, terms, FOB shipping, FOB destination, received January 2. So, purchase transaction in transit. FOB destination. So, kung purchase transaction yan, in transit, tapos FOB destination, dapat yan excluded. So, hindi pa yan inventory. Kaya lang what happened? Isinama daw as goods in transit. So, inventory, overstated. Erroneously included. Na-receive na yung invoice. Na-record din as purchases. Purchases also overstated. Okay? So, inventory and purchases parehong overstated. So, inventory over. Okay? So, deduct natin from inventories. 150. Purchases over, deduct natin from accounts payable. Okay? So, 150. Okay? So, inventories over, accounts payable over. Kaya parehong minus. Okay? So, inventory over, cost of sales under. Purchases over. So, cost of sales over. So, mag-o-offset. Okay? So, plus 150 minus 150. So, kaya ang net effect, 0. So, no adjustment to equity. So, ang misstated lang yung balance sheet. Rather, yung inventories and accounts payable. So, pero wala nang effect yan on equity. Okay? So, nag-offset yung errors. So, parehong over kasi yung inventory and purchases. So, no effect on equity. Okay? And then, last bullet point. Okay? 600,000 shipment of goods to a customer on December 30. So, transaction, sales. Okay? In transit pa ito. Okay? FOB, destination. Pero na-record na as sale upon shipment. Okay? At dahil nga in transit, hindi na isama as part of inventory. So, the transaction, sales, in transit, FOB, destination. So, still unsold. That should be included. Kaya lang what happened? Not included in inventory. Inventory under. At dahil unsold pa, hindi pa yan sales. Na i-record na upon shipment. So, sales overstated. So, those are the errors. Okay. So, tingnan natin yung adjustment. Inventory under. So, add to inventories. Cost, this one, 400,000. Inventories under. So, plus 400. Na-i-record yung sales. Receivable, overstated. So, minus 600. Accounts receivable, over. So, minus 600. Okay? So, inventory under. Okay. Sales over. So, tingnan natin yung impact ngayon sa equity, do sa net income. Sales over, income over, profit over. Inventories under. Okay? So, cost of sales over, profit under. So, get the net effect. So, income over by 600. Okay, expense, okay, over by, okay, 400. So, parehong over. So, yung income over ng 600. Yung expense over ng 400. So, income over by 600, expense over by 400. So, net effect over by 200. So, bali 600 minus 400. So, equity over by 200. So, minus. Net adjustment, 200. Okay. So, ayan ha. Okay, yung errors noted in relation to inventory and the related transactions, sales and purchases. Okay, next. Additional information on PPE. The following were included. So, naisama na naman ito. Okay, in PPE. Ito yung total PPE. Okay. Land held for undetermined future use. Again, kapag undetermined, undecided, unspecified, ang assumption dyan for capital appreciation. So that is investment property. Erroneously included. So lagyan ng note. That one is investment property. So adjustment yan later ha, dun sa PPE. Also included, property occupied by employees. Okay lang. Whether or not ang employees ay nagbabayad ng rent, whether or not yung rent ay market or not, okay? So, considered yan as PPE. Properly included. No adjustment. So again, yung property occupied by employees, PPE yan. It doesn't matter whether the employees pay rent or not. And it doesn't matter whether the rent is at market or not at market rate. Okay, also included, equipment held to earn rentals, properly included. So kasama sa definition ng PPE ang held to earn rentals. Okay, or rather yung for rental to others. Except, yun nga, as clarified before, yung for rental to others na definition ng PPE, except land and building. Kasi kung land o kaya building, tapos for rental to others, ano na yan? Investment property. So this one, equipment, PPE yan. So isa lang yung error. So yung investment property na isama sa PPE. So take note, we need that later. Then meron pang other information. Okay, so the entity incurred training costs of 1,200,000 that resulted in a team of skilled staff. These costs were recognized as expenses, so properly accounted for as expense. So, yung team of skilled staff na yan, hindi mag-qualify yan as asset. Kasi insufficient ang control ng entity sa mga employees. Okay? So, dahil sa insufficient control over the employees, so cannot be recognized as assets. So, tama lang. Treated as expense. Yang cost of training, expense yan when incurred. Okay? Now, in relation to trade and other payables, isinama daw estimated liability for warranties, requirement ng PAS1. Okay, provisions are required to be presented as a separate line item. Separate from trade and other payables. So, erroneously included as trade and other payables. So, deduct natin. Okay, from trade and other payables. Ipe-present siya dapat as what? Provisions. So, minus 1,320. So again yung warranty, okay, liability, provision, okay, required line item ang provisions. So dapat nakapresent yan, iba kasi ang nature niya dun sa trade and other payables. So again, yung principle of materiality and aggregation. Similar in nature, aggregate. Dissimilar in nature, disaggregate. Present separately. Dahil iba yung nature ng provisions sa trade and other payables, nakahiwalay dapat. Erroneously included, minus. Then present as what? Provisions. Okay. Then, on December 29, the entity issued 10 million, 8%, 15-year semi-annual coupon bonds. Each bond is convertible into 40, 15 peso per ordinary shares ay convertible bonds. So, ang convertible bonds, compound financial instrument. Okay? At dahil compound instrument, dapat split yung proceeds with and without method. So, equity, residual. What happened? The entire proceeds credited to bonds payable. So, hindi na-split properly. Okay? So, compute natin yung equity component. Okay? So, issue price with this one. So, issued at 106. So, 10 million times 1.06. Okay? So, 10 million times 1.06. So, that is the issue price with the option to convert. Yan. Pero pag yung bonds daw ay non-convertible, ito lang ang issue price. 104.3. So 10 million times 1.043 without. So clearly, may value yung option. Kasi kung without, okay, the price is lower. So with and without method. So with minus without. The residual amount, equity. At dahil na i-report yung entire 10,600,000, ito yon actually yan. Ito yung basically bonds payable lang ito. Na-i-report entirely as bonds payable. So, maminusan natin yan ng 170. Ililipat natin dito sa equity. So, add to equity, 170. In particular, share premium. Yan. So, ito yan ha. So, deduct from non-current liabilities, bonds payable. Lipat saan? Share premium. Conversion option. Okay, so no other adjustments noted. So pwede na computein ang as adjusted. Okay, so cash and cash equivalents as adjusted. Okay, so number 1, letter A. Trade and other receivables. Okay, number 2, delta. Inventories. Number 3, Bravo. Trade and other payables. Okay, number 9, letter A. And then total equity, number 10, letter C. Okay, so ito yung maraming adjustments kaya nang inuna natin. Okay, so 1, letter A, 2, delta, 3, Bravo, 9A, 10, C. Okay, now let's get the others. Okay, this one. Okay, number 4, current assets. Okay, composition of the current assets. This one, yung cash and cash equivalents, trade and other receivables, okay, inventories. And then don't forget yung naisama sa as cash and cash equivalents. This one, balikan nga natin yon. Yan, this one. Yung equity investment held for trading. So, ang held for trading, okay, so pwedeng current, non-current yan. So, pero ito kasi specified expected to be sold within 3 months. So, current. At kapag silent, syempre, pag held for trading, current. Okay? So, again ang FBTPL ang FBTPL. So, pwedeng current, non-current. So, pag silent, current. Ito is specified, expected to be sold within 3 months. So, current. So, include this one. So, let's summarize. Current assets. So, cash and cash equivalents as noted in number 1. Ito yung FA at FBTPL, yung equity investment. Trade and other receivables as noted in number 2. Then, inventories as computed in number 3. Total. So, number 4, letter C. A4, letter C. Okay, number 5, property, plant and equipment, unadjusted, this one. Okay, as noted earlier, may nakasama dyan Ayan, balikan natin. Investment property. Minus mo lang itong 3 million. So, unadjusted, 20. Minus yung investment property na 3 million. As adjusted, number 5, letter C. Okay, 5 letters. So that's 20 million, ano? Minus yung 3 million. Then yung 3 million, yun na yung sagot dito sa number 6. So investment property, 3 million. Okay? So again, yung property occupied by employees at yung equipment held to earn rentals, okay, those are what? PPE. Those kahit na yan ay kahit na yan may rent, hindi yan considered as investment property. So ang investment property lang 3 million, yung undecided, undetermined future use. So that's more on for capital appreciation. Okay. Number 7, intangible assets. Okay. So wala dito sa listahan pero as noted earlier, balikan natin yung cash and cash equivalents. Ayun, yung cryptocurrencies. So ang default classification yan, intangible assets. So number 7, bravo, this one. Okay, so cryptocurrencies. So classified yan as intangible assets. Okay, and then number 8, total assets. Ito na, simulan mo dito sa current. Okay, as computed in number 4, total CA. Then other assets. Ito na, sama mo yung PPE. Bali ito yun, ha? Current assets, PPE, investment property, intangible assets. And then, itong dalawa, yung non-current investments. Yung fund for acquisition of equipment at yung cash surrender value. So, sama mo ito. Get the total. So, total assets. Okay, so current assets, PPE, investment property, intangible assets. Tapos itong non-current investment, pwedeng tawagin mo na lang na other non-current assets. Okay, so total. Number 8, bravo. Okay, so 8, bravo. Okay, so yan, comprehensive problem from cash to equity. So more on audit of balance sheet items. Okay, so ganyan actually yung traditional, actually dati nga, nung 90s, isang problem lang talaga. Tapos 50 items ang tanong, papakompute sa'yo from cash to net income. Okay, so yan, ito, more on from cash to equity. Okay, next. Problem number 2. So discuss natin yan in the next video. Okay?